Today I am looking at another historical film. This one is called Zulu, a film from 1964, I believe, and starring Michael Caine, whose work I'm most familiar with from like the Batman, the Christopher Nolan Batman films. Oh, and he also has Austin Powers' dad, I think, I'm pretty sure it was him, but either way, that's kind of really it. He's the only name I suddenly recognize. And yeah, unlike the Kingdom of Heaven movie reaction we did about a month ago, I heard this one is much more historically accurate. And yeah, I'm really actually really excited because I now that I'm only working like once a week uploading, I'm like thinking about making movie and show reactions like monthly. And I don't know, I'm pretty excited about it. It's something I want to do, though we'll see if I can keep it up. And yeah, something else different from all the other movie and show reactions I've done. I'm coming into this one very blind. Like usually like with Kingdom of Heaven or the Napoleon films that we looked at, I kind of came in kind of knowing already what's going on, knowing the main events of the events being portrayed. This is the first time I'm coming into this very blind. I don't know anything about the Zulu people or the events that this movie is gonna try to portray. I'm not aware of the characters of the people. Here's little what I know of. I know Shaka Zulu. I know him mainly from the epic rap battles of history video where it's Shaka Zulu versus Julius Caesar. That's kind of all I know. Apparently he gets stabbed or killed by his brothers or siblings, something like that if those are one of the lyrics. I know that the Zulu people are located in Africa, so I think that'll be the setting of the film. That's really it. I think this is taking place around the time when the European powers were kind of becoming overseas empires, and what was it called? The scramble for Africa, or at least when the European powers started to kind of more intrude upon Africa and treat it as like it's their own personal gold mine or whatever, resource mine, whatever. And if I'm remembering correctly, I've heard offhanded things like that the British had a conflict with the Zulu people and that there was some final great last stand battle. Again, I could be completely wrong about this, but something to where a few British soldiers managed to hold out against a large horde of Zulu warriors, mainly due to discipline and superior weaponry, guns. I think that's how it is. I could have sworn that's like a final last stand defensive battle in history, but if I'm wrong, then I apologize. I'm just trying to get out what little I've heard, because like I said, I'm going into this very blind, and I don't know anything that the film is going to portray, and I can't attest to how accurate it will be or not be, but I've heard very good things. So here we are. So yeah, to anyone new to this channel who's stumbling upon here, I'm EDJ. I react to historical videos, and when I do shows and movies, I try to stick in the realm of history. I am willing to watch fiction, but it has to be historical fiction. I mean, I watch Kingdom of Heaven. That say no more about. I'm not a stickler that a film has to be 100% or even 80% historically accurate. I just needed to have a historical basis, then I'll watch it. That's kind of like the little rule I've set for myself so far on this channel, so no Star Wars or anything too fantasy on here. um yeah, like I said, I'm going into this very blind, and I'm very, very excited to. For those of you who are more historically in tune and actually know what's gonna happen, when I talk about the events or the characters of this film, I just want everyone to know that I'm talking about the fictional portrayal of these characters. I know even the most historical films take liberties with time, events, maybe even sometimes characters. So if I'm talking about a certain character getting into analysis mode, I'm only talking about them as the film is portraying them. I'm not talking about the real kernel insert name here, or sergeant insert name here, or king whatever, because again, I don't know about the end any real people portrayed in this film. I'm just gonna be talking about the film in it of itself, and not the actual history, if that makes sense, because I don't know it. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say other than we should probably get into it now. So, if you enjoy my channel and you want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, feel free to please like, comment, subscribe, and maybe consider becoming a member. It's only for $1 a month, and it would help me out immensely. And yeah, without any further ado, let's do. Dang. That's quite a striking image to open the film on. Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. I think I was kind of correct in my earlier assessment in the opening that this was going to be like between the British and the Zulu people. And I guess these two, I'm going to assume they're British people, observing the festivities might just be there to try to perhaps improve diplomatic relations. Uh, I'm assuming.
I told him I was unhappy to see so many brides who may soon become widows.
Hmm. Yeah, this is really interesting. I forgot to mention in the opening, but I really didn't try to look too much into this. I'm really coming into this film blind, but apparently I did find out or hear that they actually used, like, actual Zulu people. I'm not sure if I'm using the right word to call it a tribe, even if, like, it's still called a tribe to this day. I know it's a people in Africa, but um I'm not sure they still practice these customs or whatnot. And again, I'm kind of mincing my words or really trying to not say anything offensive, because again, I'm like beyond ignorant. So I'm just using the word tribe. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But yeah, apparently they used real Zulu people for this film, which is really cool. I think, like, I'm wondering if they still like kind of like live like this. You know what I mean? Like, kind of, um, you know, kind of in this tribal sense, or if they keep the customs from the past. That's kind of interesting. And if this is real, because I'm assuming it's real, or they must have gotten something. Because I find this kind of interesting. Um, this kind of, like, I guess, mass tribal-esque wedding. I actually think it's kind of cool. And again, I'm very ignorant of Africa as a continent. I've never really, despite all the history videos I've seen, I haven't really touched on Africa much. So I'm very, very much, I'm using the word ignorant, but I am very fascinated by Africa as of late. So I'm actually finding everything very interesting at the moment here.
You must understand these things if you're going to stay in Africa, Margareta. That's why I brought you here. They are a great people, daughter.
But how can they let themselves be married in droves like this?
In Europe, young women accept arranged marriages with rich men. Perhaps the Zulu girls are luckier, getting a brave man.
Yeah, so definitely there seems like gonna be some culture clashing. It's just gonna be really interesting, because I'm actually kind of feel like I'm learning through the film if this is accurate or not, you know? I don't know, I think this is kind of cool. Modern weddings are kind of boring to me. Like, this is kind of cool. I wouldn't mind being here, though. Like, you kidding me? This, all the dancing and the, yeah, all the, you know, festivities. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of cooler than a modern wedding, in my opinion.
What is it? Father.
1,000 British soldiers have been massacred.
While I stood here talking peace, a war has started.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was the opening. Oh, dang. They already tried to do the war started, though he was trying to do the diplomatic stuff. Oh, that stinks. Holy crap.
It's pretty little Polly Perkins of Paddington Green. Shut up, you cripple!
She was as beautiful as a butterfly and as bright.
Shut up, you rotten thing! Shut up!
He's sick enough, you'll kill him.
Wouldn't bother Hooky, would it, Hooky? Wouldn't bother Hooky at all. Wouldn't matter if Maxfield was dead. I don't care if you're all dead.
Who are you?
John Shard, Royal Engineers.
Bromhead. 24. That's my post. Up there. You've come down from the column?
That's right. They want a bridge across the river.
Who said you could use my men?
Hmm.
They were sitting around on their backsides doing nothing.
Rather you asked first, old boy.
I was told their officer was out hunting.
Yes. I'll tell my man to clean your kit.
Don't bother.
No bother. Not offering to clean it myself. Still, a chap ought to look smart in front of the men. Don't you think?
Hmm.
Well, Chin Chin, do carry on with your mud pies.
Okay, that's very interesting. So I kind of, that was an interesting interaction there. So yeah, Michael Caine's character, and then the officer of engineers. I'll catch on to the name later. I'm a little slow with names. I've always been bad with them in this channel, but alright, that interaction I think kind of sets up a very interesting dynamic. Michael Caine's character comes across as like a very, how do you say, gentlemanly officer, kind of like, you know, off hunting, off wanting to look very, I guess the word he uses is smart among the men, and that's the word I'll use, very smart, well put together. Meanwhile, the officer of engineers is, you know, kind of not afraid to, seemingly get his hands dirty in a sense. This is just first impressions. This might not be actually how they are, but I'm just kind of speculating right now. So yeah, and then there's kind of like these two kind of areas, you know, one more detached, superior, the Michael Caine character officer, and then him here, the engineer working and getting his hands dirty. It seems like of two different worlds, right? But both men of authority, but with different approaches. I'm wondering if that's gonna play a role more, because these two are kind of giving off main character energy. I'm not sure if this actor is Stanley Baker. I apologize. I recognize Michael Caine off the bat. I'm like, okay, I know who you are, but considering this guy, he might be the other lead. I guess we'll see as this film progresses.
Mr. Bromhead lets you have a choir, does he?
Well, every Welsh regiment has a choir, sir. Mr. Bromhead is English, but he is a proper gentleman.
Hmm.
Corporal Allen!
Sir!
Get your party ashore at the double.
Sir! What's going on down there? They're building barricades or something.
Corporal, I want all these people out of here.
What's this?
Douse these cooking fires and turn the boilers over.
But they've got soup in them, sir.
Pour it on the fires. Get yourself a rifle.
A rifle, sir? But I don't.
And all these bags of maize inside the perimeter. And I don't want these tents providing cover for the enemy. This is Ardendorf, Natal native contingent. From Islandwana. Bromhead, 24th Foot.
You've come from there.
Oh, it's damned impossible. 800 men.
1,200 men. There were 400 native levies also.
Damn the levies, man, and more cowardly blacks.
What the hell do you mean, cowardly blacks? They died on your side, didn't they?
And who the hell do you think is coming to wipe out your little command? The Grenadier Guards?
Dang. Alright, so they're definitely, I think, catching wind that it seems like there's gonna be conflict as the Zulu people are probably gonna go on the attack. They already opened off the film killing over like 1,000 British soldiers. So right now this small area, just like like a little over a few hundred guys, I guess it's gonna be where the showdown happens, or they're gonna have to hold on. I guess this is where the main conflict's gonna take place, which is very interesting if that's correct. Because, like I said, like I mentioned in the opening, something like that. I could have sworn I heard something like that happen, but I wasn't sure. But if that turns out to be right, then I guess what I heard was right. And it is interesting them mentioning the African levies. That, yeah, they do seem to have Africans among their ranks, mainly kind of serving as these roles of like helping out, helping hands, but I guess they're already trying to get levies to fight, you know?
Did the runner bring orders?
He brought orders to the commander of this post.
To do what?
To hold our ground.
What military genius thought up that one? Somebody's son and heir? Got a commission before he learned to shave?
I rather fancy that he's nobody's son and heir now.
Bromhead, let's get one thing clear. I'm no line officer, I'm an engineer. I came here to build a bridge.
Jolly lucky for you, eh? I mean, otherwise, you would have been chopped with the rest of the column, wouldn't you?
All right. What's the date of your commission?
Now, don't tell me. I suppose you have seniority. 1872, May.
1872, February.
Oh, well. I suppose there are such things as gifted amateurs. If I may
Are you questioning my right to command?
Oh, not your right, old boy. Never mind. We can cooperate.
Why do I have a feeling like I was kind of talking about earlier about the whole they seem of two different worlds. Wait. Sorry, I needed to look at the characters' names real quick. Okay. Bromhead and Chard. They did say that in the movie. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, I just wanted to make sure so I don't mix the two guys' names really quick. Okay, Bromhead, Chard. Bromhead, Chard. Okay. So yeah, Chard definitely seems like while a humble engineer officer, definitely seems to already kind of know. He seems to be foreseeing what's happening, and it's already making big moves, you know, kind of telling people, hey, do this, take away that, everyone move. Like he's taking charge and initiative because he's probably seeing that. And, you know, but he seems a little bit more grizzled or rough around the edges, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Meanwhile, yeah, my earlier assessment of Michael Caine's Bromhead? Okay, good. Sorry, it takes me a bit to catch names. Bromhead. Okay, well, Bromhead is already described as like a gentleman, probably more, yeah, I guess for the better word, gentlemanly, you know, and yeah, it seems like these two personalities are about to clash as, you know, Chard's was already using some of Bromhead's men, and yeah, I'm imagining that these two are gonna come into way more conflict. It just seems like one of those things where personalities clash. And I'm wondering if that's gonna be a major focal point of the movie, because it does seem like it's going to be.
Mr. Bromhead, Gedjiwayo is coming with 2 impis to destroy you.
You must talk to Lieutenant Chard, Mr. Witt. He commands here.
Mr. Chard, I'm ready to take away your sick and wounded. Please supply the wagons. Daughter, tell the men in the hospital to get ready.
One moment, Miss Margareta. How do you know what Gedjiwayo is doing?
We have just come from his kraal, sir. He's a member of my parish.
What's our strength?
7 officers, including surgeon, commissaries, and so on. Oh, and Ardendorf now, I suppose. Wounded and sick, 36. Fit for duty, 97. And about 14 native levies. Not much of a...
Holy crap. Like, now that they're explaining it, like, not even 200 fit soldiers to fight. Like, how big is the Zulu army? I'm assuming it must be... I'm going out on a limb here, I could be completely wrong, but like in the thousands, I'm gonna guess? Maybe at least over 1,000. It's my most conservative guess. I mean, they did manage to apparently ambush a British force of like 1,000, so they must be pretty big too. Yeah, these odds are awful, holy crap.
An army for you?
There are 4,000 Zulus coming against you.
Oh, thank you for answering my question, dude. 4,000, okay. Still, 4,000 versus like, what, 100? Yeah. Yeah, that's awful.
You will all be killed like those this morning. And now the sick in their beds, all of you.
I don't think so, Mr. Witt. The army doesn't like more than one disaster in a day.
It is your duty to let us take those men away.
Not that way, Miss Witt.
Okay, so it seems I'm getting the impression that Chard actually wants to fight, and he's going to try to hold the line. Which, again, with the odds just mentioned, sounds insane to me. You know, like, oh snap, like, they destroyed a much bigger, like, English host, now that army, that same army that destroyed them are gonna come on us, and we only and most of our guys are, like, wounded or sick. I wonder if they're just gonna use the wounded and sick to straight up fight at this point. I mean, that'd be crazy, but I guess he does not seem like he's gonna... Retreat does not seem like an option anymore.
The classical attack of the Zulus is in the shape of a fighting bull buffalo like this. The head, the horns, and the loins. First, the head moves forward, and the enemy naturally moves in to meet it. But it's only a feint. The warriors in the head then disperse to form the encircling horns, and the enemy is drawn in on the loins. And the horns close in on the back and sides.
So envelopment? The Zulus use envelopment tactics to surround and destroy their foes? Interesting. I'm a big fan of, like, for those of you who are new to this channel, because usually my movie reactions are where most new people kind of show up on this channel. I'm a big nerd for battlefield tactics and strategy. A lot of the history videos I see are mainly about war and the tactics used by generals and commanders. And so yeah, I'm a big nerd for it ever since I've been a teenager. Well, ever since I was a teenager. I was a huge fan of, like, battlefield tactics and strategy. So this is kind of my bread and butter. I'm actually really liking learning about this.
Hospital, church, cattle kraal, stables. An outside perimeter joining the buildings here and here.
Now, we don't move out to meet the feint of the Buffalo Head. We hold the outside perimeter. If and when that collapses, we move back into this area here.
Okay, so I guess the idea would be, or what they're kind of getting at is that don't fight them on the open field where they would utilize their numerical superiority and their famous Buffalo Head formation. That's such a cool formation. I've heard many formation names, like the Crescent Moon formations, and what was the Romans use? The triple axis, something like that. Point is, I've heard of a few. I've never heard of the Buffalo Head one. That's pretty cool. And okay, so the idea would be hold the village, don't meet them out on the open field where they can utilize their formation, so forcing them to funnel their way into their village area and fight them at a closer range. Hopefully they kind of become more of a mob rushing in, so they can just hold on. Pretty smart. I kind of use the same tactics in Total War Rome 2 when I'm playing that. Like, if I'm facing numerically superior forces, I kind of just hold and funnel them on and use my phalanxes to, like, funnel and trap them. So something similar to that, you know? Yeah, smaller, more confined areas probably would be best. you know, to negate the numerical superiority of the Zulus. If that is where he's going, I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating. I guess I'm a huge nerd for for tactics and stuff like that.
You mean your only plan is to stand behind a few feet of mealie bags and wait for the attack?
That's right.
If 1,200 men couldn't hold a defensive position this morning,
What chance have we with 100?
What are you doing here, miss?
You are all to be evacuated soon, in the wagons.
Who says?
My father.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Here we are.
Hey, what are you talking about? I'm sick on excused duty.
Me and Hookie's gonna fight in here, aren't we, Hookie?
You're joking. I'm sick. Nobody's got any right to ask me to muck around in a flaming battle. I'm getting out.
Private Hook!
Yeah.
Yes, Sergeant. I know you, Hook.
Yeah, you ought to.
You're no good, Hook. They gave us you because you are no good to anyone except the Queen and Sergeant Maxfield. Take this rifle, Hook, and get to it. I'll make a soldier of you yet.
And what for? Did I ever see a Zulu walk down the city road? No. So what am I doing here?
You are here because you were a thief.
Yeah.
And you still are one. Now, you can be a soldier, like what they pay you for.
Look, you got me 28 days field punishment in Brecon. Isn't that enough?
Pick up the bayonet and help Williams.
Know what he did? Sent money to my missus.
Yeah, so definitely Hook's a very interesting character. Very much like, I guess a scoundrel is the word I'd use. And Purry, I'm getting the impression that he's kind of faking a lot of his sickness to avoid more heavy duty. It's the impression I'm getting. So yeah, that's very interesting, that whole character dynamic there.
Are there any walking sick without rifles?
Are you expecting sick men to fight?
Yep.
What's your name, man?
It's Schiess, and I'm not Dutch. I'm Swiss. I belong to Natal Mounted Police.
Is that true, then? He's a peeler, 716. Come to arrest the Zulus.
What do you know about Zulus?
Bunch of savages, isn't it?
All right. How far can you rednecks march in a day?
Oh, 15, 20 miles, is it?
Well, a Zulu regiment can run 50 miles, and fight a battle at the end of it.
What is it, Boyle?
Flaming dust. What else?
No, by damn it's horses! The cavalry!
That's a relief column, you long-range sniper, you.
You know there are 4,000 Zulus coming this way.
We know. Can you throw out your men in a screen to the south of here? You know how the Zulus feel about cavalry.
Do the Zulus not have horses? I'm getting the impression, I mean, the earlier thing about the Zulus running, and now here, apparently, how they feel about cavalry? Do they just not have horses? Like an all-infantry army? I could see how if that is the case, I could see how the horses being here could be a tide turner.
Stand fast! Stand fast, all of you! Where the hell are they going? Get them back here!
Let go of my bridle.
Get them back here!
Oh,
They're gonna die, they'll die on their own farms. You're the professionals. You fight here if you want to.
oh,
We need you.
dang.
Don't go!
Never mind, cavalry superiority's gone now. It was there for a second. I was like, oh, that's interesting, but like, no, never mind. To be fair, I think I'd probably do the same thing. I'd be like, yo, there's like only 100 of you guys, 4,000 Zulus. I don't want to die here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's cowardice, but if I could leave, I probably would. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't say a single word to help Bromhead.
oh, when you take command, old boy, you're on your own. The first lesson the general, my grandfather, ever taught me.
Brothers. Oh, brothers. God's love is peace.
Color Sergeant Moore.
Go in peace. Stay not to kill and be killed. Go, I say.
The sin of Cain will be upon you. Am I my brother's keeper? Asked Cain.
Oh my
Yea,
gosh.
we are all our brother.
Yo, is he causing like a legit mass defection from all the African levies? You know, this holy man is interesting. Like, definitely a man devoted to peace, and he seems almost baffled that Chard has now decided to just straight up fight instead of flee. I think his intentions are good. Like, he's like, okay, let's all leave, let's all get out, you know, let's not fight, and I guess it's maybe he sees it die unnecessarily, but, yeah, again, very, I think his intentions are definitely good, though. He's not helping the officers. There's definitely a disconnect with a lot of his motives being driven by this spiritual path. Is it pacifism? I guess, like, or aversion to violence. Meanwhile, you know, Chard is like, now we're gonna fight. So, yeah, I can understand, both where they're coming from. Though that's obviously a huge clash between the two.
Mr. Wood, I'm getting you off this post.
Give me those wagons and I will save the sick.
Oh boy. Using the wagons for further fortification. Honestly, that's pretty smart, yeah. But that also sends the message, no one is leaving. We will all stay and die or win together. Yeah, this is definitely locking in every sense of the word, you know?
Oh Lord, God, give me strength.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, forgive me.
Get him away from here.
All of you, animals!
Sergeant Windridge!
We shall not go. If you send us away, we shall come back.
Lock him up. Lock him in the store and put a man on the door.
So.
All right, you men, get back to work. And you. Put Miss Witt in the church with Sergeant Reynolds.
Yeah.
What a complete mess those two are. They're like the most entertaining characters, but dang, are they both like a mess. They're not built to be here.
One of my men, Hook. Do you know him?
No.
He's a thief, a coward, and an insubordinate barrackroom lawyer. And you've given him a rifle.
What?
In Queen's regulations, it specifically states...
Again, like, he's trying to play it more by the book, but nah, Chard's different. He's like, definitely trying to be more practical. It's like, dude, we need all hands on deck right now. Like, this is, you know, kind of like, we need to, like, do away with some of the properness of stuff and just everyone who can fight, we need to fight. Like, I get that, you know?
You have something to report?
Sir?
Then tell me.
Very good, sir.
You know, Bromhead's technically the one in charge, but I kind of like, there is conflict between him and Chard, but it's not playing out exactly as I thought. It does seem sort of kind of popping up here and there where Bromhead would be like, you know, Chard, we need to do it like this, but, he'll seem to, like, kind of just, accept it seemingly whatever Chard's responses are to him, but it's interesting that he's kind of giving him the ball in a sense. I'm like wondering if it's out of like a desire to see him fail, or like there's sort of like a pettiness, like with that earlier scene where it's like, well, you know, when you're in charge, you're on your own, like something like that. Like, probably, yeah, he was being genuine with that because his grandfather, but I'm like wondering if there's like a bit of pettiness, like, fine, you want to be in charge, you know, you want to lead us all to failure or whatever, be my guest, kind of, like, in a sense. I'm like wondering if that's kind of where it's coming from, because again, Chard's entire command seemingly comes because Bromhead's letting it happen. Like, all these guys keep going to to Bromhead, but then he'll just defer it to Chard. So it's very interesting. Like Chard's entire authority is continuing only because Bromhead's kind of like letting it play out. I'm wondering if it's out of pettiness, out of like bemusement, because there does seem to be like a type of frustration or a type of like conflict. I'm like wondering what his motive behind going through all this is kind of playing at, I guess. I don't know, it's a very interesting dynamic.
You know, my father was at Waterloo.
He was?
He got his colonelcy after that.
Did he?
And my great-grandfather, he was the Johnny who knelt beside Wolfe at Quebec.
Did they make him a colonel, too?
No, you don't see what I'm driving at.
Huh. Alright, he did mention earlier what his grandfather, General, now his dad was a Waterloo veteran. Yeah, he seems to have a lineage of, like, military men. That's interesting. I'm wondering if that's weighing on him. Because I've heard that at times where, like, people, you know, like, from, like, military backgrounds kind of want to do incredibly like well, especially like their father and their fathers were you know, in the military, then they kind of want to carry on that tradition, want to do well, but also living sometimes trying to get out of that shadow, especially if your parents and your grandparents were accomplished, right? So I'm wondering if that's the thing. Or trying to live up to that. Because there were times where, like, I think of, like, veterans who, you know, I think one interesting story, I'm not sure this is completely related, but, to, to Bromhead's character, but there was a story of, like, you know, like, when you think of, like, World War II veterans, especially, like, here in America, they were veterans of the Great War, the war that they, you know, won, and the war that helped to really propel America. And then there were veterans of the following wars that America got involved in, like Korea and Vietnam. The Korean veterans kind of being shoved aside, and the Vietnam veterans, you know, not having being treated the best, not only by the general populace here, but you know, sometimes even other veterans. I think I read an excerpt where like a Vietnam veteran, I think had like a father or something who fought in World War II, and then I think the father said something like, "Don't send boys to do a man's job," after he came back from Vietnam, and that war turned out to be a failure, something like that. Or you know, at least we won our war, or something like that, kind of like that. Um, I don't know, something like that kind of resonated with me when I read that. Like, oh snap, that sucks. Not to say every World War II veteran was a jerk or anything, but I guess stuff can weigh like that when you come from accomplished families, and then you know you're trying to kind of live up to that legacy, but maybe feel like you're not. I'm wondering if that's where Bromhead's getting at.
You're telling me that you hold the professional, I am the amateur.
No. What I mean, I wish right now I were a damned ranker. Like Hook. Or Hitch.
You're not, are you? You're an officer and a gentleman.
Oh boy, they're appearing from the hills. I'm telling you, like, the morale would definitely... I don't know, I feel like my morale would shatter, you know? Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, Alan, we are so effed. You know, I kind of like... I really like watching these older movies, because, like, I kind of like that, sometimes the scale of it. Like, modern day movies, when we need scale, and by the way, I don't want to sound like I hate CGI. I like CGI. I think it's a good tool that modern filmmakers have. But, you know, nowadays we kind of just have CGI at our disposal, and, you know, we can just make, like, we can have a few extras, but like through digital enhancements, make it look like way more. And I think it is a cool tool, but something that I really like about older movies is that you kind of you didn't have CGI, so you just needed to be creative in capturing scale. And, you know, either by having a crapload of extras or like props. Like, I think in the Waterloo movie, there were some props where they would use like dummies at a distance to add to the numbers of men. Like, like little stuff like that you don't really hear much of nowadays. And I just think it's so cool and creative to do that, you know, in like movies and stuff, to like really capture the scale, and you know it's there, that there's something or someone there. Like, to me, it's way more impressive. Like, I was looking at this clip from like this movie from like what, the 50s or something, about like the Trojan War, and it's like they actually had a full like hundreds of extras marching to the set props of Troy. So something about that, I'm like I don't know, it's just something I really like about old movies, the scale and knowing it's all actually like there. It's really cool to me. Oh my gosh, they're not even like attacking. That's unnerving, just them standing there watching you. That would actually be more unnerving if they just ran instead of just running. Is this like a battle, like a pre-battle ceremonial, like war cry ritual? I find it very interesting. Oh, they're going for it, holy crap. Yeah, I wonder what they're doing. Like, they're just taking the hits. I thought they would have already tried to scale, like, the fortifications. It seems like they're still doing their, you know, chanting and being. I'm wondering if this is like a customary, like, pre-battle thing. That's what I'm assuming. Because I'm like, how aren't they just charging yet? They're watching people get murdered. Their own people get murdered right then and there.
They're just standing there asking for it.
Keep pouring, soldier. Mark your targets before you fire.
Yeah, that's the weird part to me.
Why don't they fight?
They're counting your guns.
What?
Can't you see that old boy up on the hill? He's counting your guns, testing your firing power with the lives of his warriors.
Huh. So they're trying to see their fortifications and what they can do. Interesting to send out basically the suicide contingent to test out. Huh. Interesting approach.
Keep driving with the sun at your back. Should make it safely.
Sergeant,
Father!
leave me alone. You're all going to die.
My gosh.
Don't you realize? Can't you see? You're all going to die.
My goodness, this guy is trying to like cause a mutiny or mass defection. Oh, he already succeeded with the African levies. Gosh, these two, bro. Like, so dramatic and freaking mess. But still, very entertaining characters.
Death awaits you all.
He's right.
I wonder if that's the last we're gonna see of those two. I'm actually gonna... If so, I'm gonna be a little sad. I was kind of interested in their antics, but yeah, they probably were not built to be here. And though their intentions are good, at least, in wanting to avoid all this, not not helpful for the current mission. Oh my gosh, they have guns? Do they know how to use them?
They're on both sides. We haven't enough men at the north wall.
Can't you take some from the south?
Damn it, Ardenoff, you're supposed to know. They're going to hit us everywhere at once.
I told you, remember, the horns of the buffalo.
Yeah, the Zulus seem to kind of be going around. They're using their hiding skills. No doubt because they're so familiar with the terrain, right? So home field advantage in that sense. Hiding, moving around. I don't even know what they're planning, so I'm as lost as all these soldiers are at the moment. Just like, what are they gonna do? Yeah, honestly, the Zulus having guns are actually what shocked me. I thought they would never use guns. I thought they were gonna be all spears and swords kind of group. So apparently the Zulus have guns. I'm just wondering if they know how to use them.
Hey, who left the door open? See them! Hitch! My leg! Caught!
Ooh. Oh, dang. Alright, the Zulus actually appear to be hitting a few of them now. Holy crap. At first I was like, oh, their aim ain't the best, but now they're actually getting hits in. This is interesting. The Zulus seem to be kind of feeling out the English at the moment, huh? Like, first was that where they send that group of them to essentially be sacrificed to get a better scope with their firepower, and now here they are shooting at them. It still feels like they haven't fully committed to the full attack yet. It still feels like the Zulus are just still trying to like kind of feel them out, you know, kind of like when Goku's fighting a really strong enemy, and instead of going like Super Saiyan off the bat, he like works his way up to it, you know, kind of sense like feeling out how strong your enemy is, and you know, before the going all out, I guess. Okay, this is the first proper assault. Holy crap. Yeah, okay, so we've gotten up to the thing. A few of the Zulus are climbing the ramparts, but so far they're holding off pretty well. I think the bayonet is such a really good weapon, especially for defense, because like again, especially in like mass formations, definitely the defensive position is helping. I feel like a lot with the Zulus' numbers and stuff. Holy crap. Dang, some of them are already in. It's like a numbers thing, just, yeah, they definitely have a strong, well, I'm not sure if this would be a, they have a defensive position, and, you know, they're utilizing it as best as they can, but, you know, there comes a point, just like, I'm not sure how strong it would be labeled as in real life, but eventually like the numbers game has to kind of start playing out, right? Even if you kill a lot of them, they're still are losing quite a few of their own guys, and I feel like they need their guys more, because again, like what, 100 of them, and a few already injured or dead, so yeah. Oh snap.
Mr. John, I'll get you help.
This dude's going out on one. Holy crap. He's like, I don't care if I got like 1 foot working. I'm gonna fight. Honestly, baller.
Hell, the professional. Okay, come on.
Let's go, bro. Now listen up, boy. You're not passing, Cliff. We need you. You we need you. Understand? Bring him to Sergeant Max.
Hey, come on, you want it? Don't you?
Why?
Right, boy, you sleep. I'm damned if I could tell you why.
He was a paper hanger.
He's a dead paper hanger now.
Orderlies.
They're retiring.
Alright, they're pulling back, but Prey will continue the assault at a later time, I'm guessing. We have like an hour left, so that's what I'm guessing. This was just the first attack of maybe a few.
I knew it! They're going to attack both walls at once.
I doubt it. Not unless they have no other choice anyhow. It would mean the old general couldn't use his rifles on the hillside for fear of hitting down into his own men. This way he keeps probing for weaknesses on the one wall while he keeps the other one pinned down.
Yes.
Very interesting. I kind of like that what the Zulus are doing. They're actually like, very smart and crafty in their own way. Instead of just like a random bumbling horde just running head first, they actually are like, you know, probing, using weaponry like guns, trying to pin one side. Like, I don't know, like they're definitely smart, you know? And they're not as I guess what did the characters call them earlier in the film? A few of them, like savages. They're not yeah, they're actually very crafty and cunning. So I don't know, like that's very interesting.
Oh, okay, come on, boy, do something.
I'm excused you.
Well, I haven't excused you, have I?
You want some help. But why don't you say so?
Good fellow, good fellow. You see?
Oh.
Sir. Sir.
Oh my gosh. This poor cook, he just wanted to make some soup. Like, he didn't ask for this. Oh gosh, oh no. Alright, this is really cool, seeing the constant range of firing, the rows. Very smart. Very cool to see.
We are next, boys. This is the blind spot. Even if those flaming officers ain't seen it, I bet the Zulus have.
Oh, snap. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, literally the roof is on fire, and they're inside still trapped, so just, this seems like it could be a complete disaster. Oh my goodness. It is impressive. I kind of like that the first hour of the movie was just kind of like the build-up. It's kind of like Waterloo, it's reminding me of, you know? And then just this other hour is just the battle or itself. It is really impressive, though, you know? I'm wondering how, like, faithful it is to, like, the real thing, because, my goodness, it really is just... Yeah, like, the English are putting up quite the resistance. Dude, having to fight in a burning building, like, hold off the enemy and escape, that seems like... That's just nightmare-inducing to me. Oh my gosh, like, oh, the panic, holy crap. But it's such a cool, like, visual, though, I'll admit. Dang. You know, Hulk definitely has been built up this entire movie. It's kind of like a coward, a thief, someone who doesn't seem like he's willing to die for the cause, but I mean, granted, he kind of has no choice now because they literally got to him, but, like, in the, I guess, the hospital building, but dude's actually super pulling off the brave card. He even came back in. He could have easily just left right then and there. He came back in, I guess, to try to help the other guy, like... That's actually, like, very brave of him at the moment to be doing this, you know? Maybe a last-minute redemption arc, right? Is that what this is?
That's my boy, Hook! You're a soldier now! I'm not a soldier of you! That's my daddy's
Oh my gosh. At that point, you're gonna leave, dude. Holy crap.
Look at that. Do you think you wanted it that way?
Look at it burn. Soldiers!
Dang, just an entire day of fighting. And, like, they're still going at it, the Zulus. Like, just from, yeah, the morning all the way to the night, just, like, leaving little time for recuperating, huh?
You let me sleep. You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, this song sounds very different from the other ones. The other ones sounded much more, like, they had a certain oomph. This one sounds more like a... I don't know, kind of like just... not as aggressive as the other chants, you know what I mean? Like... I don't know what they're saying, by the way. Like, I obviously, and I think that's... I imagine most people who probably watch this who aren't familiar with the Zulu people also don't know what they're saying, so I don't know, have, like, a direct translation of whatever they've been saying, but I have to say the tone is different this time around.
Stop your dreaming. Can't you see their spear points gleaming? See their warrior pennants streaming to this battlefield.
Are we gonna have a sing-off right now? Like a sing battle? Is that where we're going with this? Very is very interesting. I know I was kind of joking, like this is a song singing battle right now, and maybe it is, but you know, it's definitely kind of cool to see the clash of cultures in a sense. Like they're both kind of like speaking, but without understanding, if that makes sense. Sort of like, I don't know, like that's the impression I'm getting. Like it's almost like they're sharing with one another and speaking in a way without understanding. I don't know what the word would be, but it's is actually kind of really interesting. It's like really like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's unique. Yeah, like speaking without understanding, but yet also understanding one another, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not as eloquent as I should be. It's something I hate about myself, but yeah, it's like really cool to see. I'm wondering how this is like a real battle. I'm wondering what the casualty rate was between, like, how much did the English lose and how much did the Zulus lose? Like, yeah, like that's what I'm wondering about. Yeah, a complete massacre. Holy crap.
3 hours and they haven't come again.
Mr. Charles, sir. Patrol's come back. Zulus have gone. All of them. By section.
Well, you did it.
Me?
Like, really? We only have a few minutes left. Is that it? The Zulus just threw in the tower. The towel. They were like, well, we can't break them. Their resolve is just too great. Like, we're losing way too many guys. Let's just give up, you know? I mean, yeah, like, I'm saying, like, it seems like the Zulus lost a lot, like, hundreds upon hundreds. The English still at least can seemingly have enough men to still keep fighting from the, like, over 100 they had, so probably the Zulus recognize that it probably wasn't worth the hassle, right?
You fought your first action.
Does everyone feel like this afterwards?
How do you feel?
Sick?
Well, you have to be alive to feel sick.
If you asked me, I told you. There's something else. I feel ashamed. Was that how it was for you? The first time?
First time? I think I could stand this butcher's yard more than once.
I didn't know.
I told you. I came up here to build a bridge.
You know, that's very interesting, is that I think the best war movies are usually the ones that don't glorify it. Like, it is really cool to, like, see, like, you know, the battles and stuff, and that's kind of the main event, but there's always that kind of, like, somberness at the end, like, oh yeah, this kind of sucks, like, you know, well, showing all the dead, and, like, yeah, that's kind of the tone, like, they just won. At least, I don't know if the Zulus are about to show back up any minute, but, like, right now on paper, they've won. They held off against thousands upon thousands of Zulus. This is like, this would be like a cause of celebration if you heard this, right? Like, oh my gosh, that was like impossible, yet you pulled it off. Yet there's no like celebration. It's kind of very much like, I guess we did it. Like, you know, like look at all this, like all the corpses, all the guys we lost. It's like, I guess like, the truth is of the matter is that war sucks and that war is awful and that it's, it's kind of like what Wellington said, like, the only thing sadder than a battle lost is a battle won, or something of that vein, where it's like, yeah, either way, it's tragic, because at the end, like, all the human life that's lost. So yeah, that's definitely the tone. It's not as triumphant as you would think at this moment, right? Like, oh, we did it, yeah! Like, it's like, oh, yeah, we did it, I mean, I don't know. We have a few minutes left. I'm like almost expecting the Zulus to just show back up and be like, "Yeah, all right."
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
My God, can't you see it's all over? Your bloody egos don't matter anymore. We're dead.
What are you waiting for? Come on. Come on.
They're taunting us.
I really wish I knew what they were saying, because, like, I don't know, I'm sure someone must have a translation out there of, like, all the Zulu songs and what they mean. Because, man, like, being out in the dark here, I'm like, just dang, I never know with them, like, you know, what's going on with those Zulus, which I think is intentional, but, you know, like, it makes me want to know, like, man, what are they saying? Like, what are they doing? I can't figure them out sometimes, you know?
You couldn't be more wrong. They're saluting you.
Oh, wow.
They're saluting fellow braves.
Wow, how oddly respectful. Just like, yeah, we recognize your toughness. It's actually really cool. And they're just leaving? Wow. Just like that, huh? That was awesome. Wow, so to give my thoughts, I really liked it. It kind of reminded me a lot of Waterloo, at least like in the structure, the first hour or so, kind of building up the background of what's going on, and that last hour was just balls to the wall, the action scene, you know? But it's really cool, like I said, I came into this not familiar with the history. I knew very, very little, basically nothing. And you know, like I said, I've heard a lot of good things about this film in terms of its historical accuracy and respect. So again, if it even was like this for sure, and if it did a good job of portraying the events, it's still amazing, you know. And I could see how that, yeah, the valor of just these odds, these really impossible odds, you know, being them still winning is really just cool, and the acts of heroism and um just amazing. Also, like I said, I kind of looked at the trivia that apparently they used um the real Zulu people. Like I said, I'm not sure if they're a tribe, if they still carry these customs or whatnot, but if so, it kind of adds a layer to, I mean, if they do, you know, it would add like a huge layer of like authenticity, you know, um that that really elevates the film. And again, just really cool actions, and it was really cool to see the Zulus, because again, coming into this very blind, I almost expected like the Zulu people just kind of rush in like a mad horde and just keep attacking, and maybe that the English would use superior training and weaponry to overcome. And in a way, they did do that, the English. But again, the Zulus were very, very smart and crafty in their own way, and very strategic in their own way in their attacks, multiple fronts, the use of guns. Like they showed a lot of like adaptability and innovation in their own right, which I could see like that's really cool, you know? And again, kind of being put in the outside realm of not knowing what the Zulus were up to, because they were the antagonists of the film, not knowing what they were saying, definitely added a certain type of alienness. I don't think that's a word, but like it made them sort of alien in that sense of not kind of being on my toes. Like I can't figure them out. I don't know what they're doing at any given time. I'm not sure what they're saying, which actually kind of adds to the suspense because it's like what's going on? Like what are they doing? Like even by the end, that was like a sort of huge sigh of relief, right? When you find out that they're just there to show respect, so which is a really cool moment, and overall just fantastic. Um a very fantastic movie. This is like the 60s, but it looks like really, really amazing. And yeah, overall I just really liked it. I would give it like a solid like I don't know, I usually like I like the grading system personally. I give it like an A. Like it's really great. And yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying these movie reactions now that I'm no longer posting daily, and I'm really focusing on like once a month of posting. It's really giving me I would really like to make these movie and show reactions monthly, like maybe at the start or the end of every month, and like make this regular since I'm like posting less and I have more time to focus and breathe between videos. So I don't know, like I'm gonna give it a go. I mean, I make no promises, but I would like to. I do have many historical films to watch that I have at my disposal that I would really like to cover more and experience more with you guys. So yeah, overall fantastic. I'm gonna end the video right here, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Let me know. Feel free to let me know how historically accurate the film is, and feel free to let me know what was your personal favorite scene or moment. With that said, till next time.